Hello, this is Mark Keene from Keene Engineering. I'm here to talk about the A52S Super Sluice with its extreme high performance plus the versatility and expandability into other products. We have a 12 volt mini-max conversion kit that works amazing on the A52S. We have both 12 volt and gas powered high bankers that we utilize that same platform, the sluice. And we even have our new KT10 Trommel that works off that same A52 sluice. So extremely versatile package. First off, the A52S sluice box is amazing. It is the lightest and the highest production sluice in the world for its size and its weight. With any conventional sluice box, about the best I could ever do is about 4 to 5 5-gallon buckets an hour, because you have to stop and classify, sort the material out. But with the A52S Super Sluice, I can easily double or triple my production. I can actually dump unclassified material out of a bucket or shovel directly into the sluice box and eats material like I've never seen before. And it's still able to maintain some amazing fine gold recovery. People don't realize this, but since you don't have to touch the material twice, there's no classifying, you save so much time and energy. I find that with this sluice box, I'm able to find actually 2 to 3 times more gold in the same period of time. Another cool feature of the A52S is it takes so little time to set up. I'd say it's like 90% less time to get this thing set up. Typically, when you go down to the river, you have to find just the right water speed, the perfect drop in the river. You have to start to stack up rocks to support the sluice. This whole process can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. With the very cool articulating telescoping legs, it only takes a few minutes to set this thing up. Even if you're using it as a high banker or the sluice, as a Trommel sluice, this really, really nice professional leg setup is just so nice to work with. It's a pleasure. And when you're done, they fold up in a matter of a couple seconds and you're on your way.
It sure is nice to be able to take straight bank material and run it right into your sluice box.
And I'm probably blocking some of the flow a bit.
Yeah, what a time saver.
Yeah, it cleared it all out without touching it, Mark.
Yeah, what a time saver this is going to be for everybody.
I'm down in a solid black sand layer. I never seen so much black sand.
Either.
Look, it's still traveling over the black end.
Yeah, but the good thing is, these traditional Hungarian riffles, they're regenerative.
Rod's cleaning up pretty good too.
A lot of big rocks in here.
Come on. Feed me.
Feed me. Big flat rock. Pat, that front end's working excellent. So you're looking at probably close to about, probably 30 gallons a minute, 35 gallons a minute, somewhere in there. You could have a little bit more water flow, but this is nice. So what you would do is you would take unclassified material and you would shovel it or dump a bucket into here. And what happens is the material will get in here and the rocks and the clays will get all saturated and the clays will break down and disseminate and the dirt clods will break down. And then everything flows across here. And then some of your big rocks will get hung up on here, but you just take your hand and you break them off. And then all of the finer material washes through the sluice box. And really, you'll probably catch 99% of your gold right up here in this front mat in here. Your really super fine gold, the stuff that's probably in let's say 100 to 500 mesh will get caught in here. And this back part here basically just makes the sluice box a lot more forgiving is a good term. See, what's interesting, there's a lot of hoopla about all these different rubber mats out in the market, and they all work to a point, but they're not very forgiving. So I'm a big believer of mixing a lot of old school technology and a lot of new school technology.
That's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's got his
right
material
close to
right
the
here
wood.
that he's been digging out of his glory hole right over there.
Super quiet too. You don't hear nothing. Sit here and
It's
whisper.
got 2 pumps, 2,100 gallon per hour. They do a lot of, it does adequate work, and for a 12-volt system, he's using a car battery. He can use smaller, but hey, he's going for gold.
Deep cycle marine battery.
A little heavy to
RV
carry.
battery, rather.
Awesome. You see, notice how he's raking the material up to make sure he gets all the vegetation cleaned off, make sure that any of the moss that could be holding on to that little glitter gets washed down into the hopper and into the sluice. And the material that they're running, you'll notice it's highly mineralized.
A lot of iron oxides in it, clay.
Oh yeah. God, look at this beautiful area here. The famous Finney Hole. But look at that sluice work. And remember, this is a conversion from an A52 that was converted to a little miniature high banker concentrator. And the same thing over here, where it converts it to a mini max as well. Maybe not quite as much material, but you can still run a lot of buckets.
Okay, we're running our A52S converted. You can see we got the high banker hopper on there. We have the adapter. This is the screen that we use on the high banker. And this covers a miracle mat so that the larger rocks that are washing down in here don't have a tendency to wash off the real small riffles. And this is trick, because it just kind of hooks with these 2 hooks. So if you have a regular A52S Sluice, this is something that you can get for it. And you can also use this when you're sluicing, when you don't have high velocity water. But that works really good. We're excited about that piece. Okay, move that down just a touch.
Yeah, that really does make a big difference, doesn't
You
it?
bet it does.
I like that.
Yeah. Now we knocked out a lot of the air bubbles. We have a little bit more positive, a little bit more of a laminar flow, less turbulence, better gold recovery. The little rubber paddles are actually working pretty good. We've got to figure out a better way to support it on the back, but that's not a problem. Everything's a work in progress around here.
This is the A52S Sluice box that's set up for the Trommel. You notice the head section we changed out to be very short and low profile. Even the legs are short, so that we can keep everything low to the ground. You know, as my brother and I get a little older, we are learning that we don't want to lift material any higher than our waist. So everything about this is set up to be as extremely efficient as possible.
I can see I have a good load on my standard riffle board. Everything in here is staying clean like it's supposed to. So the sluice seems to be doing a real kick-ass job. And you can see that mat, when you lay the mat down, see bubbles going through it? When you put the mat down, it really kind of smooths everything down a little bit. Now you'll notice that I'm feeding a lot of big rocks in here too. The whole point of the problem is that you can feed with larger material. I'm also keeping an eye on my sluice box to make sure that my load's all right. I'm watching that as I'm feeding in here.
I love the fact that you can see it off to the side.
Now there's a lot of clay stuff in this, so we really don't want to feed it too fast. We want to give it time to actually tumble and go through the process of washing the material up, carrying it up on the side of it. When you're running sand will run real fast. But we're dealing with a lot of clay, a lot of organic clay, and a lot of mud, ready for vegetation also. Looks like we have too much water flow. What do you guys think? This looks good. Trommel seems to be working.
About a minute 20.
What?
Minute 20 on that bucket.
Depends on what kind of material you're running too.
But you can see how this really breaks down the material. It's a lot of force. And that's nowhere near wide open. I'm going to turn it up just for a second.
Yeah, what a time saver.
Yeah, I cleared it all out without touching it, Mark.
Yeah, what a time saver this is going to be for everybody.
And I'm down in a solid black sand layer. I never seen so much black
haven't
sand.
either.
Look, it's still traveling over the black end.
Yeah, but the good thing is,
Or the back end.
is these, traditional Hungarian riffles, they're regenerative. They're just constantly churning, and you'll have your gold get sucked in, your black sand get sucked out. That's the amazing thing about this type of riffle system. It's always self-cleaning. It's not a gold trap. It's regenerative. It's always rejuvenating itself.
It has a constant exchange. That's the one good thing about a Hungarian riffle design.
Okay.
And higher riffles and larger riffles for greater flows and larger size material as well.
Yeah. That's why the best thing is a big mix of stuff.